Angel, have you never heard of a fax machine before?
I know what it is.
Oh, okay. Do you know the sound the fax machine makes?
No.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Anyway,
Okay, do we have ops? Oh, Herbert's here. Herbert, let's go. Come up.
Angel is just down and dirty for ops. Jesus, willing to take anyone at this point. Jeez.
Oh yeah, wait, where's Alyssa? Alyssa, you there?
Alyssa's
I'm
not an
here.
op.
Why?
Oh wait, let me connect to my Wi-Fi phone. Yeah. Computer. Fuck. Oh, somebody requested. Oh, Herbert's here. Oh. Okay, Herbert, you there?
Yo, yeah.
What's your
I'm
age?
still catching my breath right now, though. But
Okay.
I can start.
Wait, can I take Herbert, y'all?
Catch my breath.
Wait, can I take Herbert, or do you guys want to take him?
You can talk
You
to
can
him.
take them.
Okay, anyway. So
I
Herbert,
remember
what's
last
your
time
age?
we were debating, the debate got cut off short because like Mama Corrupt just like kicked me for some reason.
Good. Okay, what's your age?
20.
Okay, so okay, why not?
Because their phenotype doesn't denote female.
How do we know this?
Well, first of all, we're gonna have to establish what it means for for something to be denoting phenotypically. So,
Okay.
first of all, do you agree that the definition of phenotype, one second, is simply the manifestation of someone's genotype and in relation with the environment?
Manifestation of somebody's genotype.
Okay. The observable traits that arise from the interaction between genotype and the environment. That's the better one.
Okay, so the phenotype would be the observable traits
Yep.
related to
That arise.
to the expression. Okay, so the observable traits related to the expression of your genes based on the environment.
No, it's a conjunction. So both of the genotype and the environment will conjunctively determine how your phenotype manifests.
I mean, yeah.
You agree with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Do I? Is there like another option?
Well, you can suggest another option, but I would have to scrutinize.
Because your genes would, for example, like if you were to introduce estrogen to your body, higher enough level, your cells would start expressing their sexually dimorphic genes in relation to the female sex. So that would be your genotype dictating what happens. I mean, yeah, I guess I can, sure.
Okay, wait, so you agree? I didn't really hear that last part that you said.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Unless I think of it later, yeah, I agree for now.
Okay, so now that that's established, we can move on, and I can claim that trans women don't phenotypically denote to the sex that produces large gametes.
Okay.
Simply.
Why not?
Because if we look at the observable traits that a trans woman could possibly have, so like we can account for every trans person, no matter how many surgeries or hormones they take, they don't phenotypically denote the sex that produces large gametes.
Wait, actually, I would disagree. Wait, provide your definition of phenotype one more time, because I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, so phenotype is the observable characteristics that an organism has that arise from the interaction between its genotype and the environment.
So can you have by your definition, can something still be considered part of your phenotype, even if your genes contributed nothing to it?
I don't understand the question. What does that mean?
So so can something still be considered part of your phenotype, even if your genes contributed nothing to it?
No. That's why I explicitly mentioned that it's a conjunctive condition.
A conjunctive definition. So wait, what would be an example of your okay, so it has to be including external variables and your genotype?
Exactly. So both of those must come into play. That's what conjunctive means. So like X and Y must both have a factor in order to produce Z. And I can back this up. I can give you, you can search up definition of phenotype on the NIH.
I mean, okay, I guess, yeah, because I'm trying to think about like how you would like try to exclude trans people, and I guess it would still be included. But yeah,
it absolutely excludes trans people.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, what's the argument?
Well, the first thing my brain thought to went to go to was, for example, SRS. If when someone gets a vaginoplasty or vulvoplasty, I was thinking about your definition, but that would still be include your definition of phenotype because it would be a conjunction of their genotype and their external factors. So their genotype would have developed the tissue already. Even stress in the vagina.
Okay. Also, in the comments, I'm speaking like this because I literally just finished the gym session. I'm out of it. But, anyways, so can you demonstrate how a vaginoplasty would result from the interaction between the genotype and the environment?
Yeah, the environment would cause the genotype to present that way.
No,
So
that's not what I stipulated.
enough of the tissue, the pre-existing tissue already from their genes, and then the environment caused it to develop in that way. You said it's a conjunction of the two.
No, okay, so I think you're misunderstanding what I mean by the conjunctive interaction between.
Okay, well, that's why I
genotype.
asked you to clarify. So go ahead.
Yeah. So for example, the reason why height would count towards your phenotype is because height directly arises from the interaction of your genes and the environment. So if you eat a lot of food, like food is the environment, right? So if you eat a lot of food, that interacts with your height genes and you'll grow taller. If you don't eat enough food, then you're not going to grow as tall.
Well, no, you could also get like a surgery to extend your bones by placing metal plates in you. You'd still be taller.
Yeah, but the point still stands. That doesn't have anything to do with the interaction of the genotype. That's just a purely mechanical, external surgery.
How would it have no interaction?
Because how would inserting metal rods in your legs interact or arise from the interaction of your genotype and the environment?
So it has to arise from the interaction of your environment and your genotype?
That's exactly what I stipulated.
Okay, wait. Let me think about that.
And
By the way, anyone listening, everyone here is able to interrupt me. Mr. Kinder, Alyssa, anyone can.
The rods will cause bone growth, which will be a direct result of the genotype.
Wait, Car, what
can
did
I
you
ask
say?
you a question?
go ahead.
So why do you think genotypes like define like your gender or your sex?
Well, sorry, you cut out what?
Why do you think genotypes like define your gender or sex?
I didn't say that genotype defines your gender or your sex.
Okay, then why?
So wait, Mr. Kinder
Genotype?
put on the wait, Chloe. And I'm not trying to be rude at all, but how it works is that they give their definition of something and then we work on it. We don't really ask them why that's their definition of something. But Mr. Kinder put the definition of phenotype: the observable characteristics or traits in an individual based on the expression of their genes. The phenotype is determined by an individual's genotype and possibly influenced by other factors such as environment factors or just. Wait, Mr. Clark. I don't know why I said Mr. Clark. Clark, what were you saying?
I was saying in his analogy, the rods will cause bone growth. That's what's making them taller, as it is stated. The
rods will do what?
Causes to stretch the bones to cause bone growth. That would be a direct result of influence somebody's genes.
Yeah, wait. So, but that would still do that because how the surgery works is that they place plates and then your bones grow taller. Because they heal themselves. That would still be a gene.
Wait. Karkar's mic is like badly echoing your voice, and I can't understand.
Well, so how the bone surgery works to make somebody taller would be that they place plates and they break your legs, and then when they heal, they grow back taller. So that would still be your genes causing that to happen.
Yeah, no, that's actually incorrect because when you insert a metal rod or like start breaking your bones, your genotype adapts to that. It's that the fact that your legs are lengthening doesn't arise from your genotype and its interaction with the environment. There's a clear distinction to be made. So if you take hormones, right, and that affects your genotype, that doesn't mean that it's arising from your genotype with the interaction of the environment.
That's exactly what it means.
Okay, wait. So for the instance, sorry, Kinder, I just want to hurry and say this. So
no, wait. This is technically my debate, but I'm telling you guys can all interrupt me. It's fine.
Yeah. So in the example that Angel gave you when it came to the legs and all that, so when it comes to the person getting the extension and the knee rods, they would still indefinitely be taller, right? Which would be a further expression of their genotype, regardless if you who accept it or not. So therefore, if you are trying to say that a transgender woman's vagina, for instance, is not going to be part of their phenotype, you would still have to accept that they would still have the external female genitalia. Therefore, and also it would also meet the form and function. They would indefinitely be considered female, no matter what way you look at it.
Okay, still you're misrepresenting what I stipulated in terms of when I was talking about what phenotype means. Phenotype is the observable characteristics that arise from the conjunctive.
I don't know why you keep doing that when I literally have the definition of a phenotype from an actual medical source, a .gov source.
Why are you, bro? That's kind of rude.
Because I'm muting you, because literally you're using a basic ass definition that you got off of a language dictionary, and let's use the actual medical one that I provided, please. I find it very disingenuous for someone to come up here and argue biology and then use a language definition when we could use a practical medical definition that is used. And again, I put the source in the comments for you, but yeah, it would be observable characteristics or traits in an individual based on the expression of their genes. The phenotype is determined by an individual's genotype and possibly influenced by other factors such as environmental factors or genetic modifiers.
Where, Mr. Hilberto? Oh. Why do I keep saying Mr. for everything? Anyway.
Yeah. So, I honestly disagree with that definition that you gave me, because if it accounts for any external, like mechanical surgical intervention, then the whole term of the whole word phenotype becomes redundant. We can simply just say that those are observable characteristics instead of phenotype. It simply wouldn't mean anything in terms of developmental biology. Phenotype is a very specific term. So wait, can you give me big screen?
Mr. Kinder provided you a definition of phenotype from a medical source, and you're saying you disagree with the definition?
He's got one from the NIH, and he's going off of his. I'm going off of mine. I guess we can argue based off of these.
Wait, can I ask him a question?
1 second, Chloe. I'm sorry. I also just wanted to point out, like, if you're understanding, like, okay, like, because you're saying that environmental factors alone wouldn't be enough to determine one's genotype, or wouldn't be a phenotype, because it has to be a combination of both environmental factors and the genotype in order for something to relate to being a phenotype. Okay, but then by that understanding, you understand that then literally you would be saying to cisgender women who have had vaginoplasties or have had any sort of augmentation that has to directly affect their phenotype, that they wouldn't have the phenotype of a female genitalia.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Okay. They would still be female, but they wouldn't have the phenotype of having a vagina. Okay. Or a vulva, to be more specific.
Okay, so great. So I can give you a case study then of somebody who actually has had a vaginoplasty but doesn't have the gonadal sex. Doesn't have the gonadal sex, doesn't have the Mullerian pathway, and they would literally only have like XX chromosome or XY chromosomes, and I believe like secondary. I need to go find the study again, but it has like secondary sexual characteristics that would be in line with the female sex. They don't really have hormonal sex because they don't have gonads.
Okay.
And wait 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since this person had to get a vaginoplasty, you're literally saying that this person would be perfectly split right down the middle?
Yeah, so are you doing an internal critique of my logic, or are you going to be equivocating your definition of phenotype? Because it seems like that's what you're doing.
I'm critiquing yours to see how well it plays out here.
Yeah, but you're not operating under my definition of phenotype. You're operating under yours because...
I literally am, because under your definition of phenotype, you're saying that both the genotype and the environment are going to be playing a factor. It can't be... And also, it seems kind of weird because it also seems like, okay, environment alone cannot dictate your phenotype. So then that must mean at the same time, your genotype alone cannot dictate your phenotype. Am I getting that correctly?
Well, I never claimed that only your genotype can determine your phenotype. I'm saying that phenotype is directly determined by the interaction between the two.
Yeah. Okay. So again, it sounds like you need to have the interaction between genotype and environment. So again, it sounds like you're requiring both of them.
Yeah.
So then my quick question to you is, so without environment, if let's just say based off of genotype, okay, could you develop a phenotype without external environmental issues.
Well, there's always going to be environment. Like, what's going to be feeding this organism to grow? If there's no environment, then the organism will be dead, effectively.
Great, wonderful. I agree with you. So with that being said, then yeah, if you're eating, you're taking in substance to literally fuel your body to grow. Because as your body takes in food, it's going to digest it. It's going to take the nutrients. And it's going to fill your body to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be the environmental factor. Third party or environmental factors coming into your body, literally fueling your genotype.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So then you understand that literally hormones could be affecting your genotype then, right?
Yeah, hormones can affect your genotype.
Okay, great. So if hormones affect your genotype, then second quick question is that, do you know what happens during surgery?
Oh, that's a very broad question. What do you mean? Like what? What specifically?
So yeah. So like, let's say like during SRS surgery or vaginoplasty surgery, that's an environmental impact. Now you're saying that that's not affecting your genotype. I would actually argue that it kind of does. And
No, no.
Hold on. Let me finish my
Yeah,
argument.
land your point.
The reason why I would say that it still does is because your body does have to react to the actions that is being done to your body, such as your stem cells, or not, I don't know if it's your stem cells. Maybe I'm misconfusing the one. Sorry about that if I am. But it's like literally how your body is going to be reacting to the surgery and healing, because your body's going to heal in certain ways that is actually going to be capable of taking in the new form and structure of the vaginoplasty and of the vulva and healing naturally to be that way.
That's a really good point.
That is well, okay. It is still a misunderstanding because I never said that external things like surgeries or hormones can't affect your genotype. Like, yeah, if you smoke for your life, it's gonna cause mutations. It's gonna affect your genotype. I never once claimed that external factors that have nothing to do with your genotype can't affect your genotype. What I'm saying is that your phenotype is dependent and arise from the genotype and the interaction within the environment. So yeah, if you have a surgery,
that's impossible, Herbert. That's
How?
impossible because if you understand that your genotype can never develop without your environment, because we understand that, you said it before, you need to take in sustenance, break down that sustenance to get nutrients to fuel your genotype to produce your phenotype, right? So then that means environmental external sources are going to be absolutely needed to fuel your growth, to fuel your phenotype. By that same logic, we can say that an environmental external impact, such as having external surgery, and we agree that this still can affect your genotype, can also affect your phenotype.
okay,
Because if it affects your genotype, it's also affecting your phenotype.
okay, I'm gonna steelman you and just correct me if I'm wrong. You're basically claiming that since you can have a medical surgery, like such as a vaginoplasty, this can affect your phenotype because it in turn affects your genotype, correct? Like it consequently affects your genotype, meaning it happens after you get the surgery. But that's wrong. I'm saying what affects your wait. Let me land my point though. I'm saying what affects your phenotype has to initially arise from the interaction between the genotype and the phenotype.
Hold on. Okay, what about female? Okay, what happens if a female grows a phallus because androgens enter her system in natal?
Yeah, I didn't understand what you said.
What happens when the female develops the wrong genitalia because androgens was introduced to their system by external sources?
What are you talking about?
So one of the causes for CAH is an exposure to antigens from an external source.
CA what?
CAH.
Yeah, but it's also a good point, Crowfire.
So that would be directly the point. This would be something that's strictly environment that would actually influence the genotype first. This would be the environment influence the genotype in the same way.
Okay, so are you talking about like prenatal development where like basically like hormones will affect the way your gonadal ridge forms and stuff?
Yeah, but this wouldn't be the hormones derived from the genotype. This would be an external source of hormones.
What specifically are you talking? Wait, what condition what are you talking about?
This would be
CA?
one of the causes for CAH.
Yeah, can you? What's the acronym stand for?
Congenital congenital androgen hypoplasia?
It's congenital adrenal hyperplasia.
Adrenal, okay.
hypoplasia.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, if you take hormones, then yeah, it will consequently affect your genotype. But
Hold on, but these hormones wouldn't be a rise from your genotype, which you said was clear would have to be to
no,
change your phenotype.
it doesn't have to arise from the genotype specifically. It has to have something to do with the genotype, is what I'm saying.
That would then surgery would count. This would have
Yeah,
something
surgery.
to do with the
Our point is
genotype.
that surgery would count for that.
How would surgery count for that?
Because it would
Because
still
the
involve the
interaction. Oh my god, I know. Okay. So, sorry, continue.
It's causing an interaction with your genotype.
It's consequently causing an interaction between the
Same thing with
environment.
androgen.
Hold on.
The same thing with the antigen. It's just consequential.
It's consequently, meaning this happens after the fact that you had your surgery. It will consequently affect your genotype.
That would be the same thing for hormones.
Yes, but that surgery didn't come from the interaction between genotype and environment.
Oh my god.
Neither
okay.
did the hormone.
HER. So in the case of CAH, or if a pregnant woman takes fucking spironolactone while she's pregnant with a male, if it's an example, it's not coming from it's not coming directly from their genes. It's coming from an environmental factor, but yet it will still influence their sex.
Well, hormones will have an interaction with your
So
genes.
these hormones are not coming from your genes.
I also want to point out one thing here, Herbert. By in that definition, that is stating that the phenotype had to come first, or that the phenotype had to, whatever phenotype was there first is going to be the default permanent one. It's literally constantly saying that your phenotype is going to be determined by your genotype and environmental factors. So if your environmental factors change, and so can your phenotype change.
Well, as long as it satisfies the condition that it's a conjunctive X and Y equals Z. Like both of those factors need to.
So right, so that's why when you first stated your definition, I was confused because I said this would still include trans women.
Yeah. So let's be clear here, Herbert. We both agreed that SRS surgery or vaginoplasty surgery can influence and affect your genotype, which it would in fact influence your phenotype, because it's an environmental impact that's also impacting your genotype, which would then also impact your phenotypes and development.
Okay, the root cause of the SRS or the vaginoplasty isn't because of the interaction between genotype and environment. The root cause is because of mechanical intervention.
That would be part of your environment.
Yeah, Herbert. That's exactly my point. Thank you. It's in an environment, just like how you take food. That's a third-party mechanism. You taking in food, or somebody shoving food down your throat to you to digest the nutrients to grow your phenotype. That's a third-party mechanism. Same way that we're talking about environmental impact of getting SRS or bottom surgery done would impact your genotype, and then as it heals you would have a brand new phenotype, because the environmental impact also affect genotype, which also leads to a brand new phenotype.
Okay, the part where you're misunderstanding is that you're claiming that since a vaginoplasty, or like say for example height lengthening surgery, it will thus or consequently affect your genotype because it's the environment, and then it affects your genotype to make new tissue. But why? What was the root cause of like why your height grew?
Wait,
what was it? Was it your genotype? Was it the interaction of your genotype and the environment?
Wait, we agreed before.
Wait. Was it the interaction between your genotype and the environment? Yes or no?
Herbert. We agreed before that's going to what's going to spur your genotype can be the environment first. It doesn't necessarily always have to be the genotype that spurs the environmental influences. It can be the other way around, as we agreed before. If we understand that the way that we take in environmental impacts into our body can further our development of our phenotype, then it doesn't matter about what comes first or what was before, so long as like it hits off the chain of reactions. Environment will affect geno, and geno will affect pheno.
I never stated that one has to come before the other or whatever way around. I said that it has to arise from the interaction of the genotype and environment.
Yeah, and that's what would happen with SRS surgery. Environmental impact would affect your genotype. And if those two would be interacting together to form a brand new phenotype. What part of this are you not understanding?
You're making the same mistake. Okay.
Okay, look, Herbert, because the whole time in Mama's live, I was like, let him up, like, how bad can it be? But, like, I'm starting to see it, like, it's so disingenuous. Like, you already conceded, like, 4 different times. Like,
Well, we're not there yet. Kinda. So when you undergo a vaginoplasty, does this does this trait occur from the interaction of your genotype and the environment?
Yeah.
It occurs from the interaction of your genotype and the environment?
What does it mean to be in your environment?
External sources.
Oh, so somebody medically doing something would be an external source, right?
Yeah, but that trait didn't arise.
That would be your environment. That'd be no different. That'd be no different for a pregnant mom to take medication, not realizing one of the side effects would be increased testosterone, and she takes it while pregnant, and then she gets a flooded of androgens that goes into her baby, and that baby's phenotype change.
Okay, you guys are saying that since the vaginoplasty satisfies the condition of interaction between genotype and the environment, therefore it's part of the phenotype. No, you guys are bringing up examples of external environmental change, and then consequently that thus influences the genotype. That's
What do you think happens when we eat? What do you think happens when we eat?
Can you respond to what I just said? Like
No. Like literally the same principles happening. Yeah, external environmental influences are going to impact the genotype. And then, yes, because of the interaction between environment and genotype leads to a phenotype. We've been over this like 10 different times now. I still don't understand. Oh.
When you eat,
jump scare.
Oh, I was sitting back and listening because I wanted you to
really rude.
realize that anyone you argue who's actually educated is gonna.
What you're doing is really rude.
Am I lagging
Shut the
out?
fuck up. Shut up. Don't talk over her. Wait, what were you saying?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Herbert. So I was waiting and I was listening because I wanted you to realize that any other educated person who's talked to medical professionals, including myself, Kinder, and Alyssa, is going to come to the exact same conclusion I did, which is that you're just fucking wrong. You don't understand how phenotype works. You conceded multiple times to both me and to them, and then you go back in circles over and over and over again. And it's fucking hilarious. But it's also very frustrating.
This is the exact reason we're having a debate, because we disagree. Okay, so like if we just continue the debate, then we would like
Alyssa, stop holding that thing up. Just fucking throw it already.
maybe you'd be able to prove me wrong, or I'll be able to prove you wrong, right?
We've already proved you wrong.
Yeah. So I already.
I threw it.
Oh, did he run or did you kick him?
I threw it.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Someone told me to throw the brick, so I threw it.
She fucking
Okay.
Herbert, you're already proven wrong multiple times by both me and Kinder. I gave you the definition, and you read the definition out loud, and you said, "Oh, I don't agree with that definition" on my live. Then you're like, "Okay, let me put a different definition." Then you came back to me with the same definition I gave you, saying, "Oh wait, no, I actually agree with this one, right?" So you'll concede, then you'll unconcede, then you'll reconcede again, right? Because you don't know how your own argument.
So you guys want to run?
Say x plus y. So no, you want to say x plus y equals z, right?
It's not.
If
It's not
x
plus.
it's
not
shut
plus.
the fuck up.
It's not plus. That's wrong.
Okay, Herbert, don't
What is
interrupt.
it? What you said? What is it then?
It's x and y. It's a conjunct, not a disjunct. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, you didn't catch her.
You
but
realize
used
that
big words.
it would be x times y. It would be
When I
x
say-
times y, right?
No, when I say interaction between x and y, that implies that it's a conjunction. It means that it's both factors are at play.
Do you
So
know what
hey,
conjunction
here's the
means?
thing, right?
What's the thing?
Yeah, so here's the thing, right?
You're
X
gonna
and x and y can equal z. X times y, aka xy, would equal z. X can be 1, and z can be another number. X can
Are you guys
continue
taking
to be 1, while y can be a variable. No
Are you guys
matter what.
taking
Also, you're changing your whole argument from when you talk to me saying it's not like what the fuck, right?
Wait,
And your
I didn't hear
do you have
anything.
any evidence for your argument in the first place?
Okay,
do
how
you have
about this?
actually any
Wait, I have
sources
an
for your
idea, guys.
argument?
I'm gonna.
Wait, all I heard was do you have
shut
any
up.
evidence?
Shut up. We're gonna continue this debate and I'm gonna write down everything Herbert says, like every point, so that way he can't go back and run. Okay, and I'm gonna point to it on my computer.
Angel,
I've been entirely
Angel,
consistent this whole time.
Angel, do you see why I told you I don't want him back on my panel?
Yeah, actually, I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, Mama.
Yes, because he goes in circles over and over and over again, and there's no getting through to you because you just deny facts.
Okay, where
You
did
deny
I?
logic, you deny medical sources, and
Okay,
you don't have any
let
sources
me
of
pick
your own.
Herbert. So wait, Herbert.
Wait,
so,
where did I move the goalposts?
So wait, Herbert. So explain to me really quickly why a trans woman getting a test wouldn't contribute to her phenotype.
Yeah,
So
because this trait doesn't arise from the interaction between genotype and the environment.
What do you mean interaction?
It means that it's a conjunct. Both of these factors have a role in determining the phenotype,
In creating the vagina?
in creating the neo vagina.
Okay, so it would. So when the surgeon fucking gets an immersion blender and puts it on your dick, your body has to heal itself, right? So it would, that's your genes interacting with the fucking external factors.
Okay, got it. I heard it. Okay, I get what you're saying. The reason that I don't agree with that is because I'm going to stipulate my definition one more time. It's
What
the
the-
interaction between the genotype and the
I was like
environment.
waiting. Like,
It-
what did you-
That doesn't say anything. That
Your
doesn't mean
hypothetical-
anything. That
Wait, no,
doesn't
you're not.
fucking mean
No,
anything.
don't.
Let me
shut
land my
up,
point.
Shut up.
Let me
You're not
land my
explaining
point.
why. You're not explaining why if a surgeon does that, it wouldn't contribute. Oh my god.
Yeah, so a
Answer my question,
surgeon-
Herbert.
Yeah, exactly. A surgeon makes the surgical procedure, and then it consequently, meaning it happens after, it consequently affects your genes. That's not what I stipulated in the definition of phenotype. Phenotype is influenced by the interaction of the genes and the environment. What initially
So
caused
wait, the genes have to be present before?
That's not what well, genes are always present. I don't know what that means.
Like, what are you trying to say? Like, I don't get it.
Okay, so when you get I'm gonna just repeat. You're saying that when you get a surgery, this is an interaction between your genes and the environment, because when you get the surgery, your genes tell your body to heal, and you adapt essentially. Okay.
Okay.
Right? The reason that this is wrong is because, like I said, I stipulated in the definition of phenotype is that it arises from the interaction of the genotype and the environment. What your hypothetical basically demonstrated was the genes consequently, like after the fact of the surgery, they adapt, which is a misrepresentation of my definition of phenotype.
God, I'm going to
Yeah,
fucking
so-
crash. I'm
yeah.
going to fucking
Can I-
crash
can
out. Fucking
can I
Herbert, we
explain-
just agreed. We just fucking agreed, Herbert, that you intaking food, environmental impact, right, to your body, that happens first, right?
No,
Does it or does it
no.
not? Does
No,
you eating food
you-
happen first before the
No.
genotype reacts to it?
Well, okay, that's actually a really important question that you ask, because when you eat food, there's a lot of genetic factors that play a role. There's genes that contribute to your ghrelin, like your hunger hormone, your hunger signaling, your satiety.
Okay,
your,
Herbert, I have a question for you.
the way you
So why-
digest
Wait, one
food.
sec- one
hold on,
second,
wait,
Angel.
wait. The
One
way
second,
you
Angel.
metabolize.
Go ahead.
Hold on. The way you metabolize the food, the way your body utilizes those amino acids to create new tissue. Your genotype has everything to do with the food that you eat. But the distinction between a surgery is the fact that your body doesn't have anything
You're
to
kind
do.
of pivoting from the point that I was trying to make,
Where
and
did
I
I
think you
pivot?
know it.
Where did I
I think you
pivot?
know it, Herbert.
I don't
No,
know.
Go on mute because you're pivoting, and I'm not going to let you pivot. So again, what I was trying to refer to you is that the fact that you start eating food was the very beginning part, because we agreed before that literally you would need to eat food to further your development of your genotype to push on your phenotype. We agreed to this right away at the beginning. So again, environmental impact came first. And then your genes reacted to it after you intook the food and started building,
No.
right?
Did you not hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard what you just said, and it seemed like you agreed with me. So
No.
I'm just wondering, so you're eating first, right?
Nope. That's not the first thing that happens.
What's the first thing that happens?
The first thing that happens is your genotype determines your hormones, your hunger signals. Your genotype will tell your body that you need food. Your brain craves the dopamine and the nourishing of the food. That arises from the genotype first, and then when you eat the food, your body's genetics determine how you metabolize that food.
So wait,
the amino
I
acids.
could, I could
wait,
say the
wait.
exact same thing for
What about-
transgender individuals. Hold on. I could say the same thing for transgender individuals.
What about What about in utero when you're fucking connected
Wait,
to your mom's?
let Kinder go, please.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, I could say the same thing about transgender individuals because their mind, which is part of their biology, part of their genotype, right, is telling them that they are female and that they need this surgery to be aligned with the female sex.
Okay.
That's exactly where I was wanting to go.
Okay, so what biological signal that arises from the genotype tells you that you need to get surgery?
Yeah, so simple. I can say that gender identity that can be found in multiple parts of the brain, which is still part of your genotype, because the genotype is literally, as we agreed before, going to be the combination of environment and genotype, which the brain is a phenotype, right? We agreed?
Can you expand on that?
Well, the brain is a physical structure in your head, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay, great. Then it's a fucking phenotype. Great. Moving on.
No. You said that the gender identity is within the structure of the brain. I want you to expand on that.
Yeah. We can see it in multiple parts of the brain. We can see gender identity playing a part in your gray matter, your cortical thickness, bed nucleus, stridus terminalis, part of your hypothalamus, and part of your autonomic nerve system. We can see that gender plays a role in all of these parts of the brain.
Okay, your question begging.
Yeah, I can be even more specific. I can give a mega analytic findings study that would show this.
Can you make an argument in the citation? But so far, Kinder, you've been just begging the question.
Begging the question? What's begging the question?
Yeah, so like when your supporting reasoning basically assumes that the conclusion is true, you're begging the question. So I'll show you why you're begging the question.
You're saying begging the question, but you're not defining begging the question here. Because I'm saying that, like, wait.
I'll define it.
Wait. So the reason why I'm stating this is because we can see that people who have gender identities that are aligned with the female sex, they feel the need to be in alignment with the female sex, both mentally and physically. So that because your brain constantly wants to be in homeostasis. If your brain isn't in homeostasis, then something is wrong and could lead to disastrous health effects. This is the reason why transgender individuals often see alleviations when they actually do transition into being more aligned with the female sex. That's why I'm saying that this would also be derived from your phenotype brain, which comes from our genotype. I could literally state that exact same thing happens with transgender individuals. Their genotype and environment arises to a unique brain phenotype that wants to be aligned with the female sex, so therefore that pushes them to be getting surgery to be aligned with the female sex.
Okay,
Alyssa wants to say something.
Hold on. Wait. I just want to respond. You're still question begging, and second of all, what was I going to say?
Alyssa, did I say anything wrong there?
No, you were pretty much spot on. And I've got studies all ready to go because neuroscience, that's my field.
Wait, hold on.
That's my field.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I'll let you go. Just give me 1 second to respond. First of all, you're question begging. Second of all, you have to
define what question begging is before you continue.
I will after I do my second point.
No, do it beforehand.
Second of all, you're just stating a correlation. We both know that correlation does not equal causation. You're gonna have to prove your findings rather than just say that there's a correlation. Okay, and then so now I'll define what question begging is. So when you have an argument, when your premises when your premises that support the conclusion of your argument assume that the conclusion is true already, you're just question begging. It's called circular reasoning, aka tautology.
There's literally nothing in there that was circular. I was literally stating what the origin point of gender identity is, and we know what that gender identity is going to be aligned with either the male or whatever. Alyssa, go ahead and take it from here.
I'll steal, man.
Okay,
I'll steal. Wait.
Shut up.
Great, because this study right here, as we know in science, we're going to be looking.
Hold on.
For
shut up.
What?
No, shut up. Herbert, shut up. Just let him shut up.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll kick you off the panel.
Pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running tests on people who, on a large group of people that's going to be sharing the same symptoms, same conditions in the study that we're about to go through. They had a sample size of over 800, including transgender men, transgender women, cisgender men, and cisgender women. With that being said, no one in this study could be on any kind of HRT, puberty blockers, or whatsoever. They were all within the same age range. This is a mega-analytic study of which, if you know, when it comes to scientific evidence, this is towards the very, 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 very top of that pyramid. I actually have the pyramid for you right here. Ding, ding, ding. Mega analytic findings. Analysis right here. Mega analytic analysis right here. Continuing to go through what they found down here. And this right here is the full study. You can see I've got all marked up. So pretty much going to the conclusion of the study, they found that transgender people have a unique brain phenotype compared to that of their cisgender counterparts. And for whatever reason, that is going to cause them to have a gender identity incongruent from their sex. If you want to know the specific parts within this study that they found, they were looking at the pre-gyri, the post-gyri, as well as the superior frontal gyrus, the inferior partial gyrus, and the fusiform gyrus in trans men and trans women. And right here we can directly see that it says trans women were similar to their gender identity than their sex sign at birth when it came to the middle frontal and rosal gyrus and the thalamus. And then we can also talk about the insula. Give me a sec, I'm going through the study. We also looked at the frontal pole and the pars apicurtus, the frontal pole and the pars apicurtus, probably completely butchering the names of those, so on and so forth. I can also point at other structures, such as, again, the bed nucleus of the striatus terminalis, and so on and so forth. So come at me. And, oh, also, really important to note here, see this number right here? That little 8 with the swiggle by it? That's the empirical power of 80 right there, which also means that we're literally able to...
As far as I'm concerned, this study basically highlights that some structures of the brain are similar within transgender women and cisgender women.
No, pretty much what the findings in here was showing was that transgender people have a unique brain phenotype, and for whatever reason it's going to cause them to have the gender identity opposite of the sex they were assigned with at birth. And yes, multiple parts of the brain were more similar to their gender identities, others not so much so, but that's besides the point. And then when it comes to the bed nucleus of striatum terminalis and the BSTC, and this is going to be citing other studies, which this study is also going to be citing. We know that when it comes to the bed nucleus of striatum terminalis and the BSTC, those are significantly more in alignment with the experienced gender identities.
Okay, and so your conclusion from said evidence is that trans women are women, or trans men are men.
That's the biggest fucking...
Well, this is looping back to yours and yours, Kinder's, and Mama's argument, where this right here is going to be part of the phenotype, or in your case, Sabelli saying, hey, I'm hungry, I want to eat food. This right here is going to be saying, hey, you are a trans woman, or trans men, so on and so forth, or whatever gender identity you are in alignment with the sex, you have a incongruity. I'm going to cause you to have that incongruity, and if you don't take care of that incongruity, we're going to turn that into a distress, which is going to at some point force you to put your mind in homeostasis with your body, or suffer the consequences such as anxiety, stress, PTSD, CPTSD, anxiety, depression, and leading all the way up to self-unalivement, which, again, loss of homeostasis with the brain.
Can you open the stream again? Because what you've said so far, basically, you've just mentioned correlations.
This is a mega analytic finding. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, can you be more specific?
I literally gave you the fucking specifics.
No, you just like read a bunch of stuff and like it was like.
Do we need to do a round 2?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And I'll go a little bit slower this time. Okay.
No.
Name of the study.
Hold on,
the
wait.
neuroanatomy of transgender identity.
Wait. Can I just say something? We could just do this in
Go
a very
for it.
we could just do this in a very pragmatic way, in a scholar way. Is simply you can just make an argument and then you can just use a citation from this article to back up your point. So can you just do that? Can you
Did
make
I literally not just do that?
No, can you make a like a specific citation in the article and just point to it?
Okay. Results. Transgender persons differed as significantly from cisgender persons with respect to subcortical brain volumes and surface area, but not cortical thickness.
Wait,
Contrasting
what
the
was
four
the first
groups, TM, TW, or trans men, cis women, cis men, and cis women, we observed a variety of patterns that not only depended on the direction of gender identity towards male or towards female, but also on the brain measure as well as the brain region examined.
Okay, wait, what's this thing called?
Rather than it being merely shifted towards either the male or female spectrum, transgender persons seem to present with their own unique brain phenotype.
Okay, they have their own unique brain phenotype. Then what follows? Can you? Okay. Also, wait. Can you what's this? What's a study? I want to pull it up right now and read it.
The study that is again the neuroanatomy of transgender identity, meta-analytic findings from the Enigma Transgender Persons Working Group. And I've got the full study right here. You're going to need a paywall for it. I do have the PMID for you right here as well in case you need that.
Yeah, could you just send the PMID?
Yep, absolutely. Give me 1 sec.
Wow, it's cool as shit.
Okay, but while you're doing that, so you said that transgender, well, the conclusion was that transgender identifying people have their own unique brain phenotype, and so how does this arising from a genetic environmental factor follow from that?
Yeah, because again, the premise of your argument was that, again, using the analogy of your stomach getting hungry, saying, hey, you've got to go and eat food, I want food, thus hence invoking the environmental and genetic factors to influence the phenotype. This right here is going to be very similar to that in regards to transgender people and their gender identities. Of which, again, gender identity is not just one part, but it's a biopsychosocial schema. So it's going to come from the physical form of itself in conjunction with its primary and or secondary sexual characteristics.
Well, that's the thing. When it comes to hunger and your hunger signals, eating food, this is a very established thing in the literature. That there's hormones called ghrelin. There's hunger hormones. These are directly influenced by your genes. I don't know if you're trying to claim that transgender brains are directly arising because of the genotype. I think that's a stretch of an argument to make.
No, that's you trying to move the goalposts.
Hold on,
Nice
wait,
try.
no, because it would be a conjunction of the genes and environment interacting with each other to cause that brain genotype. Are you fucking stupid?
Wait,
Well,
just so we're clear, Herbert, what, Alyssa, what is it that they have? What do transgender people have? A unique what? A unique what? What's the unique thing that transgender individuals have?
Here, let me bring that back up.
I thought I heard a unique
Oh, I
brain
love
phenotype.
science and
And how do we
medicine.
know that the unique brain phenotype is a phenotype if it didn't come from the gene?
Yeah, well, those literally
What the fuck is your question?
medical professionals are literally calling it a fucking phenotype, and this guy's over here like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of studies in the medical literature, they use simplified versions of the words. I mean, I can give you examples of major studies that literally clash with each other in terms of what they mean by different medical
We're
words,
talking
such
about
as
a
phenotype.
mega analytic finding. This is like the highest form of evidence in which they're going to be extremely picky about literally every single fucking thing in here.
Yeah,
so
but when
again,
they say phenotype,
nice try.
When they say phenotype in this article, they're simply just mentioning the brain architecture. Okay, they're not looking at it in a strict phenotype biological sense.
So this
Is the brain biological?
What? How do you know this? Like, do you have evidence to support that claim?
Yeah, I know multiple studies. I've read
Here, I
multiple
know it's
studies
You have
fuzzy,
evidence to
but
support the
look,
claim.
use
Shut
the
up.
word phenotype in the wrong way.
Okay, don't talk over me. Do you have evidence?
this
to
is
support
him
the
trying to ad hoc his way through this.
Do you have
for the
evidence to
record.
support the claim that you just made that said this specific study, when it says the word phenotype, that's an oversimplification?
Yeah.
What?
Many studies in the literature misuse the word phenotype, and I can demonstrate that.
Ad hoc fallacy.
No, so what is your evidence that this one is doing it?
The use of the word phenotype.
Okay, explain.
Ad hoc fallacy.
Yeah, so when they say transgender people have unique brain phenotypes, they're simply just referring to the observable brain architecture that this person has. They're not actually specifically stating phenotype as in the interaction of the genes and the environment.
Okay, no, so you're just repeating your claim. I'm asking you how you know this.
That's not true because literally we're
Wait, hold on, wait.
And also, like, let's talk
Wait,
about the line
Herbert,
of
I
logic.
asked you to elaborate. I asked you to tell me how you know this. You didn't. You just repeated your claim. I'm asking you how you know that.
Well, yeah, I can just demonstrate
Is
it
the
in many
hold up,
many
Herbert,
other studies.
Is your brain not part of your phenotype? Yes or no?
It is part of your phenotype.
Thank you.
That's and then hello?
So if trans people have a unique brain phenotype, then
The physical observable structure of the brain as influenced by their genetics.
wait, hold on, wait, just to clarify, Herbert, so you're making the argument that when it says the unique brain phenotype, that it's not actually a phenotype. And your definition of a phenotype was the unique interaction between genes and... No, okay, no, don't shut the fuck up. Answer the question I asked you, dummy. I didn't fucking say, do you think it's semantic? Answer the question. How, according to your definition of phenotype, does this definition, does the word phenotype, does the transgender brain structure...
Yeah, because they're not referring to the interaction between genotype and...
No, I'm asking you why not. How do you know this? So how is the... Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna crash out. So so your brain structure...
He's just being disingenuous.
No, wait,
He's
everyone
going for
shut... Everyone who's not able,
cognitive
shut up.
dissonance and pushing.
So your unique brain phenotype, okay, so the structure in your brain, is that or is that not a result from your genes interacting with your environment?
Well, I disagree that they're referring to a phenotype. They're using the word...
I'm asking you a question. Is it or is it not a result from your brain interacting with its environment, from your genotype interacting with its environment?
That's debatable. I don't know.
I'm asking you.
No.
Wait, what is it from? Wait, so the structure in your brain is not a result of your genes interacting with their environment. What is the result of that?
Structure as in a general sense, or like the structure
What
of like a
is
trans
it from
brain?
then? What is it from then?
I mean, like you can have like some like some traumatic event happen, and then it'll affect your gray matter.
Even if that were to be the case, how would that still not be how would that still not be the definition you provided?
Because it's not in interaction. It doesn't arise from the interaction between your genotype.
It literally does. So in your scenario, in your freak scenario, the external factor would be the fucking PTSD, and the internal factor and the genetical factor would be your how your brain reacts to. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you stupid? I'm gonna smack you. Fuck.
Okay.
Okay, so respond. Stop like.
Seems like I don't know. I low-key started to not take you guys seriously anymore.
Bro, okay, let's take it over.
Yeah.
The difference between I'll be for real. So like when you have PTSD, like say for example something really traumatic happens to you, and then that thus alters your brain chemistry and like how much gray matter you have. That didn't arise.
Get the fuck off my panel. The fact like literally Angel grilled your fucking ass. You had Alyssa grill your ass.
What a fucking stupid fuck. What the fuck was that?
And then Angel comes and like fucking skewers you. And then you're just like, I can't even take you guys seriously anymore. Whatever, you fucking loser. Get out.
What the fuck was his argument? Bro, what?
He was moving the goalposts and ad hocing his entire fucking
Wait,
way
okay,
through
let
that.
alone from the fact that trans people don't have fucking PTSD and that's what the fuck? Okay, where the fuck did he even get that? Let alone, even if they did, even if they were all fucking sent to Epstein Island when they were 2 years old, that would still be his definition of fucking phenotype.
And I want to point out, if the science paper was using the word phenotype in a way that wasn't medically or biologically understood, they would have to make that clear in the paper itself.
Yeah, of which, again, being a fucking mega analytic study, oh my god, they're gonna be picky about every tiny last bit of that.
Yeah, I think they do that in science, that definitions are descriptive in science when they're not.
Yes, Angel, I will send you this entire live. I know you want it. I will.
Yeah, I want to watch this. Wait, can I post it on YouTube?
I want it to, kinder.
Wait, Alyssa, do you think you can just send it to Alyssa and she can post it on YouTube?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Alyssa. Okay, wait, I'm really trying to understand his. Wait, I want him back up here. I'm not fucking done with him. Wait, I'm trying to understand his argument. So, even.
What argument?
Well, exactly.
What fucking argument?
Nothing to understand. You already broke it down. He's already contradicted himself several times.
Wait, how would even stress causing that? How would that even still not make the definition of phenotype from his
Hold on.
perspective?
He literally said chemicals reacting. What do you think that hormones are?
Okay, he's actually just fucking okay, he's actually just like.
You know what? I think Herbert actually strengthened our fucking argument today.
Oh, good. I hope he did.
Oh, he definitely did.
Imagine streaming your own L's. That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Like at the point where he's like, I just don't have any more arguments, so I'll be like, I'm not even taking you guys seriously anymore. The motherfucker was literally saying, oh yeah, the brain phenotype, that's actually not a phenotype. What the fuck?
Honestly, like, again, this is what I love about our panels, kinder, because, like, we break down their entire worldview with biology and all that, and then once we've done that, then they're going to start resorting to other things, such as neurobiology, which
Wait, that was
can
actually Alyssa,
absolutely
can I interrupt
dog
you?
walk on,
Alyssa, that was
from
really
there,
funny. Wait, no, that was
go
really
for
funny.
it.
Oh, he's requesting. Oh, come back up. That was his entire point, was that he was saying, okay, well, can you prove that he asked if you can prove that being transgender was a cause of your something innate to you, and then you proved it.
Okay.
Yeah, and even then, and we even granted him, and for the record, yeah, he is back up here again, don't know why, but okay. But we even granted
I'm not done
him
with
saying,
him.
okay, well, even if it was due to trauma or whatever, that would still be a fucking change in your phenotype, interacting with the fucking environment. So, what's the next goalpost?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Angel. I'm gonna kick him back down. There's no point in having even more conversations with him, because literally when we can go toe to toe on every single point and prove why he's wrong, the point where he literally just says, I can't even take you seriously anymore, can't even make a good argument, he lost outright, and I really hope he's streaming this. No, there's no point in debating you anymore, Herbert, because literally you lost so fucking hard, my guy.
That was fucking amazing.
That was like pathetic. Like, I had more faith in you, not gonna
Fucking
lie.
everything failed.
No, Herbert, like, everyone was telling me not to debate you, and I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and then, like, this is how I'm paid back. Like,
Honestly, you guys, you didn't prove me wrong. You have to prove that trans brains are, what, gene and environment? We literally, wait, at the same time, wait, you're gonna say, like, brains are not a phenotype? Because, wait, if phenotype is brains and environment, so you're saying that literal physical structures inside your body are not phenotype? Can you give us a medical source that would say that your brain is not a phenotype? Please. I would love that. .edu, .gov from a well-accredited medical institution. Please, motherfucker, please. Dumbass.
I love our team. I love our team.
Queen, you missed it. We were dealing with somebody who was extremely disingenuous. You got fucking cooked.
Love it here.
But yeah, happy to low-key dog. No, dude. The only thing that you dog walked was.
Yeah, wait, where was the dog walk?
Maybe he was a dog and we walked them.
This is like the dog like walking along with the person walking it and then grabbing its leash and thinking it's walking the owner.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, if you're in the comments saying, "Huh, I dog walked you," yeah, you didn't dog walk anybody. If that's what you have to tell yourself at night, there, Herbert.
See, I love how when people always put in the comments after they get dropped, like they think they did something and think they're doing something as they're in the comments, because you're just typing words. You're not really doing anything but just being a keyboard warrior. So
first off, Queen appreciation.
What the?
Mm-mm.
Freaking creeper got in my house. How?
Look at Tinder.
I mean, you are so pretty.
Thank you. I just feel weird whenever he puts me on the big screen. I cringe. Everyone been to me.
I really fucking love the ears. The ears are adorable. Not gonna lie, that looks like shit though. I want to steal that from you because that looks comfortable.
Oh, it's so comfortable. Oh my god. Super, super comfortable. Also, oh, thank you, Sophie.
But everyone, I think that's where we're gonna end the live for tonight. We had a lot of fun. It's late for me. Thank you all for coming out and supporting it. Herbert mad in the comments. What else is new?
Kinder, you're amazing. I really hope you know that. And thank you for
You're
doing
amazing.
these every night and for paneling us.
Yeah.
It means the world, truly.
I agree.
Later.
Yes, Kakar?
I was saying later.
Later. Bye, everyone. Love you all. Bye.